Edit audio.
Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Be Well Sis podcast. I am your host, Dr. Cassandre Dunbar. Today is just a solo episode. It has been so long since I've had a solo episode. Honestly, girl, I've been tired. I have been crazy busy. And yeah, so I've had very little time to carve, to sit down, and to chit chat. Let's just do a quick little catch up as to what all has been going on in Be Well Sis land, what all has been going on in Cassandra land. Like, honestly, it ain't much. I've been working a lot. I work so much. I don't like it. On one end, I am grateful, like, I got bills, so I need a way to pay said bills. But on the other end, I'm just thinking about how full my plate is. It does not feel good. I feel like every single second of my damn day, like there's something that needs to be done. And it's overwhelming. I don't like it. Like, I should have been a Nepo baby. Like, why aren't I on somebody's yacht, shaking my ass, relaxing, living off of my generational wealth? Instead, here I am trying to create something for my babies and just to maintain, really. So that's where I'm at. Honestly, I know a lot of us are in the same situation. So I won't spend too much time talking about that. But last month was my birthday month. So October 6th is my birthday. And it was a low key birthday because it wasn't a milestone or anything. So what did we do? We spent some time together alone. So me and my husband went away for the weekend. And by away, I mean a staycation. And literally, we went to a hotel in Charlotte. Just wanted some time to be able to really let our hair down and not be on alert, like taking care of others. So we went out to a couple of restaurants that I had been eyeing. Shout out to my husband. Shout out to my man. He really tries so hard to make me feel like celebrated and special, and really tries his best to take as much as he can off of my plate. Just we're in the season right now where we both have so much on our plates and some things the other one can't step in for. So it is what it is. But yeah, so that was my birthday. What else happened? We went to a couple of concerts in the past, like between September and October. We have been outside, and I really feel like I have been really leaning into my teenage self. I've been doing all the things that teenage me wanted to do, but couldn't do because I didn't have the funds, but more importantly, I just didn't have the autonomy. Y'all know how I grew up, like super duper Christian. So Seventh-day Adventist, shout out to y'all. So we really weren't allowed to do anything. So concerts being one of them. So yeah, in September, Kate Trinado was part of some festival that made its way to Charlotte. So we went out to that festival to see him. I love me some Kate Trinata. That is just like the music that kind of like relaxes my nervous system or helps me get into the zone or helps me turn up. Like whatever I need at that moment, Keitra is going to give me. So we had a great time there. I didn't realize it was going to be like a rave. It was essentially a rave, but my old ass hung. Like I was like, oh, I can't hang with these young people, but I did. We did that. So that was a really good time. His set was incredible. He had such beautiful crowd control. And yeah, I had a good time doing that. So we did that in September. Last week, we went to a Doechii concert. Doechii made her way down here to Charlotte. We went to see her in concert. Do I know all of her songs? Nope. Don't know all the lyrics? Nope. But did I have a good time? Absolutely. She is a legend in the making. When I was looking at her, just watching her perform on stage, I was like, okay, she literally was put on this planet to do exactly what she is doing. And I'm grateful for it. Just an incredible performer. Just incredible. The mic was on the whole time, crazy breath control because she was dancing the entire time, working the entire stage. She stopped at a point and shared her gratitude for rocking with her. And she's just good, man. Like the way that I feel seeing Beyonce in concert is how I felt seeing Doechii. Like just the control she had of the room was just impeccable. Like it's to be studied. So yeah, I did that, and that was a good time. So long story short, I guess in between all of the work that I'm doing and being chauffeur to my children are all over the place. I've been making time for fun, and that has been my saving grace because one of the things that I've been realizing is that we have all these checklists and we have things that we have to do, but it's so important to make time for what we want to do. And that pleasure and that joy is so important because what is the purpose? What is the purpose of going through life and, fulfilling all of the things and checking off all the boxes, but showing up at the end of life exhausted and unfulfilled because we did not have fun and we did not learn who we really are in life. And I'm proud of myself because normally I'm just like, no, ain't no time for fun. We got to put our head down and get to work. And yes, while that is true, put your head down and get to work. Also make time for fun because life is long, but it's also short. What else has been going on with me? So, y'all, I don't know if I shared this with y'all already, but I started seeing a new therapist. I mean, last summer, maybe like during the summertime. We haven't been together a full 6 months yet. I don't think we haven't. No, we haven't. So I've been seeing her and she's different. The therapist that I had previously, I've been with her for literally years. So I was with her before Aiden was born, so before my youngest was born. And then I just stopped seeing her maybe 2 years ago. So we were together for a solid 4 or 5 years, right? So because of that, like we just had a different rapport. Like she knew just about everything about me. So from what she knew what happened from infancy up until while we were talking, right? And also we had like a different level of communication because my default is whenever I feel uncomfortable, if I can't physically leave the space, I'm gonna crack a joke. And she laughed at my jokes, and that's my love language. This new therapist does not laugh at my jokes, and it makes me less comfortable sharing because she'll just look at me and I have to sit in my own discomfort. So I'm just like, maybe I don't want to share because she's not going to laugh if I crack a joke. So anyway, we're just trying to get to know each other still. She has been saying and helping to realize some things like, some blind spots. And that's been helpful, but it's still different, you get used to somebody and you want to stick with them forever and ever. But I know that my previous therapist brought me as far as she could, and I need somebody to help me go the next layer. So that's where I'm at in terms of therapy. Still the beginning stages. So I'll say this to you, if you are somebody who is new to therapy or you have a new therapist, I suggest give it like a solid like 2 months. Barring they don't like straight up disrespect you or make you feel bad about yourself, like give it some time for the relationship to blossom because it is a relationship before switching out. That's just my opinion. And that's where I'm at right now. So I'm trying to figure out, does this feel good? Big picture. I know every therapy session is not going to be roses and it's meant for you to feel some discomfort so that way you can grow. But I don't want to leave every session feeling like, my God, like I can't. So we will see. I'm continuing to do my best and see if what I'm feeling, if it's like me, like is it my own defenses in a way? Or is it just that we're really not aligned? So I don't know. We seeing. But one thing that I will say that she has really helped me to get back to, and I'm not even sure how we even arrived here, but essentially she's just like, girl, you gotta show up the way you feel best every single day, or at least most of the days. And for me, what that means is, girl, put on a face. I am the type of person who you kinda can tell how I'm doing just based off of looking at me. I think that's most of us, but for me, I'm in a lot of ways very much a girly girl, and I like to do my hair and my makeup, and when I'm really going through it, those things are out the door. They're neither here nor there. But one of the things that she's helped me to realize is that even when I don't feel like it, it's really helpful to just take an extra 10, 15 minutes in the morning to spend time like doing the things that make me feel my best. So wear the special fragrances, spend time with my skincare, my face, spend time putting on some eyebrows for the day and some lip gloss and things like that. And I've been doing that for like at least, I'll say, since the semester started. So since mid August, I've been doing that. And honestly, it does make a difference. She is on it. I've been feeling good about that. And also in that, because the semester started in August, right? So I realized that I wanted to change up some things about how I do my makeup. And it's so vain, but also it is not vain. So what I realized is that I have been having a time, we'll say, navigating getting older. Yeah. I've had a time navigating getting older. I am grateful that I'm still on this planet, right? The opposite of growing older is just not being here. But also, I know that like youth and all of that is currency. And I realize how I'm perceived differently in the world now because I'm older. I'm an auntie. And because of that, like I have all these feelings. Okay. So some of them are positive because I like being auntie. But also, I'm just like, oh, like the face that I see in the mirror a lot of times is not the face that I see in my head, if that makes sense. So, like my self perception is a little bit altered. So, because I've been spending more time and being more intentional about putting on a face before I start my day, I realized that like the things that were in my little makeup bag really just didn't resonate with me anymore. And it just didn't help to emphasize the features that I wanted to emphasize. Like it just, some of the things were just like literally like years old. So I did a little revamp in my makeup leading up to my birthday and it felt good. It felt like my own little journey of self exploration. And as vain and as minute as it might sound, like it really has made a difference because I typically spend most of my money on my kids. So, what do my kids need? Like, whether it is a need or a want, like that's where my pennies go. But looking at like my makeup and things and even my fragrances, it gave me space and I allowed myself to spend money on myself. I literally have clothes that are older than my oldest. My oldest is going to be 11 in a couple of weeks. Oh my gosh, this is one of them. This tank top is at least 13 years old. Okay. And I'm fine with that. But also I needed a reason to give myself permission to spend on myself. So all that being said, did a little revamp in my little makeup bag and in my fragrances, and that felt really, really good. And it reminds me that the joys are found in really little simple things. Again, makeup is vain, lip gloss, lip liner is vain, but vanity also matters if it matters to you, right? So, girl, if you've been looking for a reason to spend a couple dollars on yourself, go ahead and do it. The bills will be there. Like a couple dollars from your overall budget is not going to break the bank. So take that time. I felt so much better just by investing not necessarily the money, but the time in myself and being more intentional about how I show up in the world, not necessarily for the world, but for me. But let me tell you about the story about what made me enjoy being an auntie. A couple of months ago, maybe it was like a year ago now, actually, we have routine maintenance. So we have like the exterminators come to the house to like do routine like spraying. The area that we live in has a lot of wasps. So the wasps will like make nests in our home and they'll also end up inside the house too. I don't deal with bugs, especially not bugs that can potentially sting me. So we have people on deck who come, I think quarterly. Yeah, they come at least once a quarter to make sure that we don't have, wasp nests around the house and things of that nature. So they called and so they said they're going to come. And when they came, they're like, oh, you're actually entitled to an indoor survey as well to see, make sure that you don't have any rodents. And the reason for this was, it was around this time this last year. That's what it was. So it was moving into the colder months. And they said that a lot of the rodents from outside are going to, make a nest on the inside. So they wanted to like do an inspection. And it was free. I'm just like, all right, if it's free, I already paid for it. Come on in. So they came on in and the guy goes up to the attic. And mind you, up until that point, I had never been in the attic because for what, right? That's my husband's territory. He can go in there and do the things. I'm just scared of potential bugs and things. So anyway, he goes up to the attic and my husband was on a work call and he's just like, there's evidence that there have been mice here. And I said, mice? And he's like, yeah, it's really common. And he said it might actually be an infestation. I said, infestation? What you mean? I think worst case scenario that like it's an infestation, it's upstairs in the attic, it's going to affect our HVAC unit, the spores, the mouse droppings or whatever, going to affect my baby's asthma. I'm like, okay, so what does it cost to fix it? So he's just like, okay, it's going to cost several $1,000 to take care of the issue. Because they wanted to, he said, what we need to do is we need to replace the insulation. Mind you, I am up working late at night. So while the house is asleep, I'm up and I hear everything. I had never heard any scurrying before. I grew up in a situation where we had mice. I know what the scurrying of mice sounds like, but I'd never heard it. But because the professional said, hey, there's a chance that you have mice, I'm thinking about my son. I don't want that to affect his respiratory system. I'm like, what does it cost? Right. So, long story short, he had to get a contractor in who that's their main job. Their job is to replace insulation. So the following week, the contractor comes and he's an installation guy. He's a young Black man. He comes in and he goes up to the attic and he's just like, did you just get new insulation? I'm like, no, the insulation I think is new, is like original to the house. Or at least it's been here since we've been here. And we've been in this house for moving on 6 years now, right? He's just like, your insulation is just fine. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, why do they want you to replace it? I'm like, they said that there are mice, there's a mice infestation and it needs to be replaced. He's like, um, yeah. He's like, there's no mice here. Like the way insulation works, that if something is on it, like it would leave a depression. So if we like stepped on it, like the footprint would be there forever. He's like, yours is intact. There are no nests, there are no mice droppings, nothing. He's just like, honestly, I'm losing a big part of my business by telling you this. But he's just like, they did the same thing to my mom. I said, your mom? He's just like, yeah. He's like, they tried to, try to get her too. And I was like, okay. He's like, so this is what I'm gonna do for you. He's just like, we're not replacing the insulation because there's no need. Your insulation is pretty much new. He's just like, I'll quickly just clean out the vents for you. But there's literally nothing. There's no evidence of mice or nests or anything. He's just like, yeah, they just tried to get you. He's like, but I got you, auntie. And I said, oh, well, thank you. Long story short, I almost got. So number one, really, I am truly moving into that age where they try to scam folks. And B, thank God for that. So that helped me to reframe how I see auntie, because it's like this young man was just like, let me look out for her because she literally could be my auntie, my mother, whatever. So let me just like do her a solid. So I literally pray for that young man like almost every night. Whenever I think about him, I say a prayer that his business is booming because he moves with integrity. Now let's hop into On My Radar. First thing that's on my radar is this book, and it is called A Happy Pocket Full of Money, Infinite Wealth and Abundance in the Here and Now. The reason that I got this book, this is not my type of zhuzh, but the reason I got it is because I was literally influenced by Doechii. Apparently Doechii read this. She said that she read this a year or so before she popped. So I'm like, you know what? If Doechii read it and it's good for her, damn it, it's good enough for me too. So I got this, and I'm also working on another book, and it's called Less is Liberation. It is by Christine Platt, who is also the author of the Afro Minimalist Guide to Living with Less. Because, girl, I am working on living with less. I have so many things in my closet that I've just been holding on to just for the sake of holding on to them. So I'm trying to get rid of worldly possessions that are not important and really just hold on to things that matter. And so far, this is a really short read. And what I love that she addresses are different wells. So not only she's talking about like the physical things, like the physical excess, but what all else is occupying our mind and our time, and how do we detox ourselves and get rid of those things as well. So love this. It's going to be, again, I think it's a really short read. I'll be done with it soon. As soon as I have enough time to sit down in one sitting to knock the rest of it out, I will be done. And what else is on my radar? It is a shame, but it looks like Serena Williams' makeup line I forgot the name of it, but her makeup line is going out of a business, or it's no longer going to be carried in Ulta possibly because it's been 75% off. So the reason I mention this is because in my quest to, zhuzh up my makeup collection, I stumbled upon the 75% off situation, and I got a lip liner from her and some lip glosses, and they are quality. So it makes you wonder, like, dang, maybe I should have tried the foundation and the concealer and things. So I don't know if it's, again, going out of business for good or if they're just changing things up, but it's a really quality line. So if you happen to stumble upon it at your local Ulta, I highly, highly suggest it. And the other thing that's been on my radar has been a concealer. So the new concealer that I've been using is by YSL. I love it because, first of all, I am a mathematician in the sense that I need to get more bang for my buck. And it is a large amount of product that you get for the money compared to what I typically use. So I am a Danessa Myricks and a Pat McGrath girl down, but I decided to give the YSL just a try because they were 50% off at Sephora when I visited them. So I'm like, let me just see what's what. Beautiful. Excellent formula. Very hydrating, but not greasy. And it has great staying power. A little bit goes a long way. The shape of the actual applicator is perfect to get in either like the smaller creases, like right next to the eye, as well as you can flip it and take up more surface area. So I have two shades, one to highlight and one that is literally my perfect shade. So I will just dab on my hyperpigmentation and then I'll just keep it moving if it's like a less is more type of day. So those are things that are on my radar. I will drop it down below in the show notes. That way, if you are interested and you make a little purchase, I will get a little bit of a commission, which is going to help keep things going. I was telling somebody before I wrap up, that I'm part of the LTK now. So they reached out to me because they're recruiting podcasters specifically to, have a storefront and things. So I'm working on it. I don't really do anything too fancy. My routine is literally my routine, but I will list the things there in case you are interested. That's all I got, y'all. That's all I got. I really appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Thank you so much. Hopefully, I'm going to have more solo episodes coming up. But also down the pipeline, we have really exciting episodes coming up. So please stay tuned, stay locked in. I always want to know, what do you guys want to hear? Because honestly, I'll be real, I've been doing this for 5 years now, and I talked about most of the things regarding wellness. So what is on your mind? I want your feedback so that way I can give you what you want, right? Maybe it's something that I hadn't considered also discussing, and maybe that will bring it to my purview. That way I can reach out to folks who can speak to that more beautifully. But that's all I got, y'all. Thank you so much for joining. I am so glad you're here. Until next time, be well, sis. Thank you for listening to this episode of Be Well Sis. If you'd like to get in touch with us, there's a link in the show notes. Be Well Sis is hosted by me, Dr. Cassandre Dunbar, and produced by Edit Audio. Don't forget to hit follow so you never miss an episode. Until next time, be well, sis.